This video is called Why the Most High Picks Fuck-Ups or Misfits. These are my personal theories, personal views, you know. I don't know 100% how the Most High is thinking or what criteria the Most High has when choosing somebody to represent, somebody to be a messenger, to be a prophet, a prophetess, or whatever, you know, because those titles are, like I said in another video, you can't self-proclaim those titles, you know. That kind of mission, that kind of title, it comes from above, it comes from the Most High, you know. It's not like you just wake up one day and feel like, I want to preach, I want to be a pastor, I want to open my own congregation. No, it's not like that. When it comes to being a messenger, being a prophet, a prophetess, you know, being a messianic figure, I feel like that has nothing to do with the earthly rules and regulations here, you know. Like whatever decided on it don't care so much about what we think, because if we had the opportunity to choose, I think most people will go for the traditional, you know, oh, this one comes from the right background, the right family, they have the education maybe, and all of this stuff, you know. It would be a lot of these superficial criterias, you know, like they look the part. And like this meme, the creator is not looking for actors, okay? This is not Hollywood or Hollyweird. So anyhow, so I wrote down actually, but I lost it. So let me see how much I can remember. Okay, so basically what I was trying to say with this whole thing, why do the Most High God choose people that most of the times don't want to be chosen? You know, they're living their regular life, they're minding their business, and they're very content with the basic ass life, you know. And these are often the people that get used. And then on the other hand, you have people that have gone to Bible studies, Bible university, and they know the whole religious books in and out. Because this is not just for the Christians. Like, I noticed that this is a pattern when it comes to most religions, that the Most High seems to pick people that are very like, oh, I will give some examples, but I won't go into it too much. Like the people that know, they know, and they can explain further on if anybody's interested. But let me start with David and Goliath. Most people know him as David and Goliath, the guy that slayed Goliath. But did you know that he had a past? Yep. That past, like if this was in today's day and age, he would have been canceled a long time ago. People would have been like, we don't care if the Most High is your best friend walking next to you. Like, whatever you did, you're gonna pay for that for the rest of your time here on earth. But anyway, so you guys that know about David and his story, before he became David and Goliath, please share the story with David and I think her name was Bathsheba. And then you have Moses, the famous one. Moses that, he stuttered, you know. He felt like he was too old. He even pleaded to the Most High, I don't want to do this. Like, can't you just pick somebody else, you know? And the Most High was like, no. I'm picking you, you know? And this is the right time. Because let me remind you, most of the people around Moses, since he was a kid, they knew his calling. They knew that he was destined for something great. But the thing is, like, nobody stressed him like that. Nobody like a shell forced him out of his shell or whatever, you know, because they knew that this was out of their hands and it was out of Moses' hands as well. You know, you have to wait until the time is right. And the time was right apparently when Moses was in his pension years, you know, to get used. Then let's talk about Jesus. The Pharisees didn't believe that he was the Son of God, much because he came from a very humble family, you know. Dad was a carpenter, or he was a carpenter, and the dad was probably something similar, you know, like a farmer or whatever. And they had this traditional thinking, like it should be somebody from this bloodline and they should look like this and walk like this and talk like this. You know, they have their own little stuff that they put up. And if it doesn't match, then it can't be from the Most High. And it's like, I don't think the Most High is that superficial. Do you understand? It's we human beings that have this whole, I don't know, maybe it's because we want to feel related to whatever that is so important. And if it's not close to how we look, how we act, we like, no, that can't be it, Or anyway, so those people that I brought up, these are just a few, there are many more in the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, and so on and so forth. Prophets and prophetess, basically messengers that didn't want to do this, and they had all kinds of so-called disabilities or seen as misfit, some kind of, these ones are the bottom of the barrel in society. Why would the Most High choose them? For something as pure, something as good, something as high honor as being like the Most High's. Do you understand? I had this discussion with somebody. I love discussing with people. Do you notice it? But it's not like discussions. It's, let's just say talk, venting. We're venting back and forth. Nobody's fighting. Nobody has to be right or wrong, So anyhow, we were talking about this and we said, I gave an example. I said, when I started university, when I started nursing school, I had already studied at university in another city. So I already had a little bit meat on my bones when it came to like how to do your research, how to write like essays and all of the basic stuff. I already had it with me, But when I started nursing school, we ended up in a group of 6 girls and half of us had been studying at university before, other programs, all of this. And then we had like 3 girls that this was their first time. They never, they came from high school maybe, took like a sabbatical year. Do you understand? So it was very like mixed group like that. And I remember they were a little bit nervous, like, how are we gonna do this? It's so much to take in. And the teacher was like, nah, calm down, Listen, to be honest, you guys that started now, like, you are easier to teach, because this is not exactly how she said it, but I'm just gonna rephrase her. She was basically saying that these people are empty vessels, they are coming fresh to university. So she as a professor, she as a teacher has an easier time to teach these people, easier time to mold these people than with people like me and the other 2 girls that already had studied. Because we are walking in with, this is how it should be, this is how I learned, and this and this and that. It's harder to break that, do you understand? Barrier of it should be. So I had that in mind, and I gave this person that I had a discussion with, I gave that reference. And I was like, I think the Most High, if the Most High even thinks like that, like if I would imagine myself being a role like that, and I had to pick somebody to represent me or to walk next to, or to be my middle person, you're gonna send messages out to the rest of the masses. I think like I would have done like this teacher, like it's easier to take somebody that is so-called an empty vessel, because when you have people that have been studying religion and stuff, they are very like, this is how it should be, because this is what their religion is saying to them. It's not giving them a lot of room to self-reflect to any of this stuff, But when you have somebody that is like either a non-believer, because I notice most of the times when you talk to people that are non-believer, especially atheists, these people, they know a lot about every religion because they want to prove everybody like your God doesn't exist, like there's no creator up there. So they know like the only way that they can prove this is by learning the so-called enemies camp, enemies everything, So most of the time, if you have noticed, I can't be the only one that have noticed this, as soon as you have a conversation with an atheist, they are not like, they know. You talk Judaism with them, they know. Christianity, they know. The only difference is that they haven't deep dive like that, They are most of the time surface level. But anyhow, so it would be easier to pick somebody like that, believe it or not. because they're a little bit more well-rounded, a little bit more open to, I don't know, do you understand, easier to shape maybe. So that was one of the reasons I was like, okay, the Most High probably choose people because they're easier to deal with when it's not so much it must be, you know. I really need to find that note because I had like 4 points, you know. And it was also that the Most High doesn't judge the way that we humans do. You know, we are very fast. We have our rules and regulations and laws and everything here, and we will judge accordingly to that. Even if deep inside of us, sometimes we can have empathy for something that, you know, you're like, should I? You know, but poor thing or whatever. Do you understand? The Most High, most definitely, is a very forgiving creator. It must be, because I mean, like, so much fuck shit has been happening here on earth. I mean, just historically and right now, like, people doing all kinds of madness towards each other and all of this stuff, and they still wake up every day and get the, you know, new 24 hours and breathe and all of this stuff. I'm telling you, the Most High is not as judgy as us, and that's good. People should leave their so-called egos and what it should be like, and this is not how it should be. They should just try to leave it as much as possible, because you don't understand, like, you will fuck up, you know. Like, there are many stories in the religious books. I will take one where the Most High will send like an undercover angel, you know, that will come and pretend to be like a homeless person or pretend to be whatever, just to test humans, basically, you know. They have one specific one, I'm gonna keep it short. It's about an angel that is walking past like a lot of beggars. The first one is blind, and he's like, please give me my eyesight back, and I will do this and I will do that as soon as I get my sight back. And the angel granted that person, here you have your sight, okay? The next one didn't have legs. Oh, please give me legs and I will da, da, da. And the third one, and it kept on going. And then the angel came back to test these people after a while to see, like, if they will keep their promise. Are you gonna do all of this stuff that you said that you was gonna do when you got this promotion, when you got this sight, when you got all of this stuff? And it was only one of them that actually fulfilled. The rest of them didn't. So back to whatever they were at the beginning. Do you understand? We have songs. I don't remember the artist's name, but she's singing about what if God was one of us, just a slob like one of us, sitting on the bus. Do you understand? Like one of us. And the only one calling to God's phone is the Pope, you know? Just to ask stuff, just to, like, oftentimes not to hang out or, you know, chill out or whatever, just to, like, to get something, you know? I have so much to say when it comes to this. I did another video, so this is like take 2, you know, because the other video was like 1 hour, and I'm like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna try to squeeze it down to maximum 25-30 minutes. That's it. This is what I was saying. You gotta try to leave this whole old school thinking, you know, like a messenger, a prophet, somebody that is working for the Most High, need to be this, need to be that, need to be, because I'm telling you, this is the same mistake that they did back in Jesus' time, Yeshua, you know? People are reading about this now and they're like, no, we are too smart nowadays. We have evolved. We would never do the same mistake. And it's like, you would, just a little bit different. Do you understand? And Yeshua would show up again and people would still be astonished. Is it really? You know? Because you have all of these pictures and paintings and everything, you know? Do you understand? So I'm just saying, keep an open mind when it comes to stuff like this. So basically, I'm sitting here talking now, like, not like a representative. I'm talking like almost, you know, like you have these people that would, before the main actor, the main star, the main focus, before that person comes up on stage, and do whatever they're gonna do, you have somebody that will do a little number or present or something like that. I feel like this is what I'm doing right now. It's almost like preparation, that don't be too, it need to be like that, it need to, don't be too quick to dismiss either, because you will see somebody and you will know that A, B, and Z and the whole alphabet, everything is correct. They come from the right bloodline, the family, the name, the everything. They have everything, like this is it. This is the person that we have been waiting for, or that's supposed to be doing this or supposed to be doing that. But it's a lot of other stuff that is not adding up. So you're a little bit iffy, like why would the Most High do something like that? I will tell you, this was a YouTube so-called preacher, which is not even a preacher. She does tarot, to be honest. But she said something that really stroked me, She was like, everybody's waiting on Judgment Day. Like it's gonna be like a specific day where everybody's standing there and one by one getting judged. And she was like, you know what? I think we already entered that little phase, that little, like we're getting judged already, but we don't know about it. Like something or somebody has been sent here already and it's coming with a whole lot of mess and everything. And it's making people one day think this, the other day think that. They don't know what to believe or not to believe. It's very confusing. I can see that when I meet some of you guys, that it is something, I don't know fully what it is, but it is something that is confusing the hell out of a lot of people. And while people are focusing on that person or that thing or that whatever, and they're like, oh, poor thing, this one is going through it, huh? And some may even be like, oh, the Most High cannot have any love for this person, Look at all of the fuck shit that they are going through. They must have done something to deserve this bullshit. And it's like, you guys, like this YouTube person said, she said, we are already being judged. We are already going through our test. Do you understand? This person, that incident, the whole event was sent to test people. Do you understand? And it's a few people that will understand it. And those are the people that are like, you know what? I don't know what to feel about this and all of this, so I just back off, I just back off. And then you have other people that will be like, no. So I'm telling you, we are already in our judgment season, all of us. So whoever you're looking at right now and you think like, okay, this one is being a little bit more extra judge, they are most definitely. But in the process of them going through this, the side people, the watchers, the everything, they are getting judged as well, but they don't know about it because they are so focused on that person that they forget that shit. My reaction, my actions, or lack of,
is gonna get judged as well. I'm just saying.
But I was just saying, if you see somebody and you like, if I go back to that, if you see somebody and you're like, oh, they have everything, the name, the bloodline, the whatever, like this is it, but it's something that is off, or a lot of things that is off, don't be too quick to throw that person away. Do you understand? Just like I said when it came to Moses, he had a calling on his life, and this was from when he was young. But he didn't activate until he was in his pension years, For some people, it started earlier. I think Jesus started preaching when he was 13 or something like that, So it's different for different people, So this whole thing, like pushing people earlier than they should, is not going to be a good outcome. Do you understand? So everybody, including me and just whatever, need to have some ice in their belly and just simmer down, because you will look at somebody right now and you just think like, oh God, why? You almost feel bad for that person. You're like, you are not equipped for this whatsoever. It doesn't matter how many years or decades that will go by, like you genetically and whatever, you just not equipped for this. Do you know, in those situations, I just want to say like this, think like this. most of the religious figures, most of the prophets, prophetess, messianic figures, they have been like the star, the front person, you know, and everybody have been side people, you know. But even if these people have been side people, we don't know much about that. It would have looked a lot different if it was in today's day and age. But the side people are doing most of the time the groundwork. You know, they are the ones that making sure that that person gets from A to B. You know, make sure that right people meet that person. Make sure that the wrong people stay the fuck away. You know, so they are doing the groundwork. So I would say that if somebody is chosen, somebody is picked for this, to be a vessel to the Most High, and people are looking at that person like, nah, this can't be it, and they're like, Most High, why? Like, oh my God, look at this person, they're this, they're that, they're fucked up, you know, they're not right in their mind, or, you know, any of this stuff. Then this is just to be like, okay, I'm extending this, you know, so you don't have like one front row person, one star. So basically, like, this is like a collective, you know, this is a collective effort, you know. So together, everybody's gonna try to, you know, so it's not gonna be one savior that's gonna come and save everybody. It's gonna be one person that gives us the tools, and those tools are gonna get used and reused, and everybody's gonna help out, more or less. Do you understand? It can't be something like that the Most High is like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of sending one person, because people get jealous and they kill them, they mock them, they ridicule them, they do all of this fuck shit. So maybe this time I will let so-called bystanders, outside people, have more say in this. So I would send somebody that is still the main figure somehow, but they are not that equipped to take that role on their own. You know, like they still need help and assistance from people around them. And the people around them will appreciate that, because now they will feel like they have a hand in something much greater than, you know, do you understand? I don't know, I'm just mumbling right now, but I hope it makes sense, you know, what I'm trying to say here. And another thing that I wanted to add when it comes to this is that I noticed that, because I said, I'm not the main front figure anything in this whole telenovela. I know that. I'm humble enough to understand that. But I'm still part of it somehow, you know? I don't know my part, but I'm still part of it somehow. And I noticed that it is people from all corners of the earth, you know, all religions, all backgrounds, people that even non-believers that are jumping on board on this, and just either hating or being messy or just snooping around. And it's so weird to me, you know, because I was like, people need to remember one thing, you know, when the Most High sends somebody, most of the times is one specific person for one specific group. You know, like the Hindu, Buddhist people, they have their Krishna, their Kali, their all of this stuff. Do you understand? They have their Buddha and all of this stuff. These are their front figures, their main characters, their whatever. So imagine if something would come down here to earth and start preaching, and they had a task to not evolve, but not to transcend either. What do you call it? To basically like open up people's eyes, you know? And they come looking like Kali. Do you understand? And then all of a sudden you have like Christian and Catholics. They are Christian too, but you understand. Catholics and all kinds of other religious groups, and even people that are non-believers, you know, will start jumping on board and being like, no, but she's not blue enough, you know, this Kali, like this Kali that I seen, you know, but does that blue mean that she's dark skinned, or does that, do you understand? Or should she be, you guys would have been pissed off. You guys would have been like, you know what? This has nothing to do with you. She is here for us. What she's speaking about We understand, we can relate to that. When we see her, we feel some type of way, you know, we can relate. Do you understand? And maybe she even stated many times that, I don't know, this is my people, or this is who I came for, or this is what somebody else wants me to preach to. Do you understand? Reveal secrets or give pinpoints or heads up or whatever. So I'm just saying that don't jump on board on everything. Just like when Jesus came, he said that he was here for the chosen people of Israel, the Israelites. And everybody else, the Pharisees and everybody, was mad as a motherfucker, you know? And it's like, bruh, the dude is not even here for you guys. Have patience and wait on your Savior. If you see somebody and you're like, no, doesn't look the part, doesn't sound the part, doesn't this, doesn't that, fine, wait for yours. But being messy and all of this, it just shows that you somehow, it shows jealousy. It shows envy. It shows that deep inside of you, you're like, nah, there's not gonna come anybody for me, you know? And why is that? And instead of trying to figure that out, you start hating, you know? Messy. But not everybody is here for you guys, okay? Remember that. There are different people for different tasks. Huh? You will understand that the Most High have different people for different tasks, different seasons, different everything. Do you understand? So don't be like it's gonna be one person, that person is gonna be all around for everybody. That would have been great, because that can actually bring unity, you know, that it would be somebody that would show up and be like, I'm a little bit this, I'm a little bit that, and this, you know, that would be great. But that's not the case most of the times. Wait for yours, okay? And while you're waiting, don't be messy. There's a lot of people that have so much, you know, like in their heads, you know, how stuff should be and all of this. So I almost in advance feel sorry for the next Messiah, the next prophet, prophetess, or whatever, whoever the Most High would send to be the vessel, to be like the middle person, like, you know, this is the person that I'm gonna use to talk to the rest of you guys, the person that's gonna translate these hieroglyphs, you know, into common words, common meanings to the rest of you guys. I feel bad for that person, because people often forget, like they literally think that these people are half human, half God or goddesses, you know? And in that sense that they have some kind of superpower, they can fly and they can read minds and they can all of this stuff, you know? It's like most of the times, no, bruh. These people are just like you and me. It's just a little thing that is different, that they are a little bit more connected to the Most High. That's it. And the reason why the Most High picks these people is the whole meaning with this video that I'm trying to dismantle here. I'm basically like short and sweet trying to say like the Most High is not judgy like us, you know? So we will see somebody as a misfit, as a fuck up, this one, not good, you know? And the Most High will see their heart. Do you understand? Their soul and a lot of other stuff that matters. And also like these people, like I said, they are easier to, not manipulate, that's the wrong word, but they're easier to use, you know, because they are not very like, it needs to be like this. My book is saying like this. And if it's not like that, then it's wrong. They're moldable, you know, they're like Play-Doh or whatever. So also because like it's easier to relate to them, you know? So most of the pastors that you have in today, like most of the pastors that you have today, like you can't relate to these people. They don't know about struggle. They never been through anything, you know? And these are the same people that are gonna stand up there talking about life and giving you heads up about this and that. It's kind of hard to, you know, I mean, I can take advice from anybody. I really can take advice from anybody. And I mean, you can literally take advice from anybody because everybody has something to teach you. But when it comes to certain stuff, like let's say you wanna lose weight, don't you wanna have like a personal trainer, like a fitness trainer that you've seen like before and after picture, like they used to be big, and now all of a sudden by themselves, no surgery, no nothing. They are there, fit, healthy, all of this stuff. They can show you results. The process is easier. So this is most of the time where I think the Most High would pick fuck ups. Because those fuck ups are relatable. So when you're sitting there at home and maybe your pastor is saying you're going to hell because of this and this and that, and then at the same time you see somebody that is far more worse than you, in the behaviors, in their everything, they are far more worse than you, but they are being used by the Most High. Don't you think like, wow, wait. So, my pastor is saying that I'm going to hell for this and this and that. But the Most High is using that person that has been doing this and saying that and entertaining this. And do you understand? In that situation, I know that the Most High is not going to judge everybody like a one size fits all. Like just because this one is getting through, that means that you're going to get through as well. Maybe they have a bigger heart. Maybe they have done undercover a lot of good stuff that you have no idea about. I think like when you see these people, you calm down a little bit. You calm down a little bit. You feel, you feel like there's hope. That maybe the Most High doesn't hate or dislike or disapprove me, it, us so much after all. Do you understand? If that is usable, if that is lovable, do you understand? So it can be one of the reasons why the Most High picks people like that, just to show everybody else, that.
Tranquilo.